rather, I guess some might say a provocative title. Will you allow your partner to get a sensual massage? I got a must-see video you must see. I will say this, man, that brother right there, he's crafted out a nice little niche for himself. We should all be so lucky. We'll discuss that. Plus, I'm scheduled to be joined by Liz Rogers. She is a local Black female entrepreneur, and she's going to come on and talk about her journey and some really interesting things that she's doing right now. We're scheduled to have that conversation between 8:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. this morning, so stick around with that, or stick around for that. Along the way, a smattering of other topics that we must discuss, including the comments of Tim Scott. Tim Scott's the only Black senator. He most recently made a comment that, well, you might not believe. We'll talk about it. Plus, I've got the clip for you. You get a chance to check it out for yourself. We'll discuss. A lot of people are saying that there's a photograph that's been circulating on like Cincinnati circles here about the new Winton Woods school. They just unveiled a new multi-million-dollar campus. And I saw in some of the chats and even inside, some of the groups on Facebook and even inside the Friends Who Like the Nathan Ivey Show Facebook group, somebody posted this conversation. So I want to weigh in on it. Is it a prison or a school? I'm talking about Winton Woods High School. We'll talk about it. At least the image that people are talking about. We'll discuss this morning, 513-873-7134. And now, some people are alleging that the Cincinnati Public School Board, they might have violated the open meetings law. Have you seen about this? This is some reporting from the Inquirer this morning. You heard this? Have you seen this, the latest? Oh, we must discuss this morning. We must discuss. 513-873-7134, family. That is my number. And please take a second to like and in particular share today's show. And we'll get things started in about 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. And for Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, close this, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the tent plates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? John be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of drippos. Show you where the Brits at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. My people at.
Straight into it. 513-873-7134. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Hope the last 24 hours find you in a good space. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Who's been up the earliest, man? Again, early risers rule this world. You only got so much time in a day. You got to get up before the competition and start your game right there. Of course, I'm speaking to the choir. You already know that. Good morning to you. Again, if you want to transform your brainwaves into internet talk radio waves this morning, please give me a call. Yesterday, quite frankly, I got further confirmation of my own personal middle-aged greatness. And it feels great. You got to take these things in life as they come to you and know how to examine them for what they really are. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, if you want to give us a call this morning, all I ask is that you open your mind before you open your mouth. The wise words of Boutros Boutros. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Will you allow your partner to get a sensual massage? I want to play a video for you. This video, some might say it's explicit. I'm grown, so this ain't really explicit to me. But you know, hey, brother, you know, the homie got himself a good little gig going on. He got a good thing going on. And I thought this was a fake thing, but I was asking some of my female friends last night what they think. And apparently this is a real thing. Like, I couldn't believe it, because sometimes you see these videos and it's got a title or a headline, but it's really just clickbait. It's not really true. You know what I'm saying? But apparently this is a real thing where, you know, women out there, and in some cases, married women are paying for sensual massages. Which begs the question, would you allow your partner to get a sensual massage? I'm talking about real sensual. This ain't just no hit the shoulders kind of, nah. We dude all over the hips. He all over the rump. You know what I'm saying? And he getting paid for this? I was told that dude is making it's like $1,000 a session. I'm like, that is black excellence right there. Dude is smart. I ain't mad at you, bro. Do your thing. No, Anthony writes, if done by a woman, I'm cool with it. I'm talking about fellas. Would you let this man give your woman a sensual massage? That's what I want to know. And apparently, from what I read from the caption, a lot of his clients are married women. Now, what would a married woman be doing? Getting a sensual massage from a man that's not her husband. What in the hell? Have you seen this video? I'm gonna play it for you. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Again, if there's kids around, you may not want to let them see your screen. Okay, I gotta say all this stuff. It's a little sexually explicit. You can find this on World Star. It's not gonna be anything that's gonna be anywhere close to pornographic. So don't worry about that. Believe me, I don't need those kind of problems. But we all adults, we can take a little stimulation in the morning. Raise your hand if you like stimulation in the morning. We'll leave it just like that. Okay. So I want you to check out this video. And in particular, fellas, I want you to tell me whether you think this would be something that you would be okay with your lady, your wife, your girlfriend, the woman that you're involved with doing. And then women, I'd like to know if you think that this is a service. Keep it real with me. You know, we keep it real here on the Nate Ivy Show. Is this a service that, you know, you would be open to experiencing yourself? All right, let's roll tape. Check this out.
Tell me that she mad, then I touch her soul. She always tell me that we done, and then she touch her toe. They always tell her she should leave. She tell them they don't know. She say she can't take no more and turn around and take some more. Face down, make her sex. Dick so good, she know my text. She show up on my steps. She like, where is that? Tell her bend it over, I'm gonna bring her back. Face down, make her fix. Choke her while fuck her shit.
I'm going to tell you why it happens every day. I'm going to tell you why it happens every day. Rolando writes, but they was making love. Yeah, that was a different kind of thing right there. That's Tracy writes, why is it happening every day? It's two things happening: my own mistakes, my own error, and then Facebook is effing with me right now. Damn you, Facebook. I'm cool with YouTube at the moment. Facebook, you on my damn nerve. Oh man. Tracy writes, all of the women aren't married. I'm sure single ladies are using this service. What's the service exactly? Come on now, keep it real with me. What is this, some old male gigolo stuff we got going on here? Keep it real. Keep it real. What they do? I ain't never seen that position. I ain't never seen nobody. You don't do that. Professional athletes don't do that. I ain't never seen no professional athlete do that ever. And these are the people that are working on their body all the time. They're like growing their muscles and stretching their muscles and getting sports-related injuries. I ain't never seen nothing like that happen before. Now, I'm not hating on that black man because to me, that's black excellence. He carved out a niche for himself. It seems to be working well for him. So keep doing what you do, bro. I ain't mad at you. But come on now. You know what this is? This is some old male gigolo stuff. I got into a little bit of an argument like that with some female friends of the family. They'll try to tell me this ain't no gigolo type thing. I'm looking at them like, huh? Oh no, it's just sensual. Huh? What? They don't have to be having sex. That's God bless women. God bless women. What would we do without you? Ain't no sex going on. Uh-huh. You think what you want to think. Okay, you tell yourself whatever. Fellas, would you allow? It's a professional service. Yeah, it sure is a professional service. It sure is. Mrs. Love Being Black writes, see, here it comes. Mrs. Love Being Black writes, it's a deep body sexual massage. He's getting the wife ready for her partner. Okay, I get it. I understand the concept. I'm just saying, let's be real about what we're seeing here. I was having a conversation with some female friends of the family last night, and I'm telling them, like, come on now. I'm sure he's doing the massage too. There's some gigolo stuff going on here too, and don't act like there's not. They swore up and down, oh, no, it don't have to be. See, why you always thinking like that? I'm like, what the hell? Wait a minute. Look at this image and then tell me why I'm always thinking like that. That's what they tried to tell me last night. You know, damn near told me to get my mind out the governor. So his face is in the Il Nana, but my mind's in the gutter. Come on now, ladies. See it for what it really is. Tracy writes, the service is touch. They even have a service where people cuddle with you. They do have a service where people cuddle with you. If the service is touch, then I'm trying to find this brother. I want to bring this brother on the show and talk with him. I'm motivated for this interview. I'm gonna do whatever I can. If y'all know who this brother is and what the website is, I will put the legwork in because I'm interested. Because after my conversation last night, I just got to prove a point to some folks that I know. I got to prove a point. Talking about this is just a service. See why you got to think like that? Oh, I'm the one thinking like that, right? It's all on me. Yeah, I guess my mind is in the gutter. But ladies, I'd like to know, is this a service that you would partake with you fellas in particular, since we're talking about a male-female dynamic here with a male providing a service? I want to know what you think. It's just a sensual massage. It's a deep body massage. Like, can't you get a deep body massage without being in this position? Raise your hand if you think it's possible to get a deep body massage without being in this position. Like I said, what in the hell? Come on now. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know what this is. Keep it real. Keep it real with me, family. Tracy writes, do you have to mute your mic? Yes, I do. I do have to mute my mic. Says Iris writes, it's a full body massage. Yeah, it certainly is. Sis, it certainly is a full body massage. That I can see. This is certainly a full body massage. The precursor to what comes next. Keep it real with me. What the hell? Again. And a little smack there. That's free. The little smack with the cheeks. That's free. You can get that free. No extra charge on that. Hold on. See a little something here on my thing here. Okay, we good. A little smack. Oh yeah, that's part of the massage, right? Y'all need to stop. See, I'm sensing a trend here between the conversation I had last night with the ladies to the ladies of the chop shop right now. I'm seeing a connection here. Dale writes, if you have an understanding people in open relationships. Danita writes, that would be a hell to the gnaw. Any sensual massage like that, Billy Thomas can get from me, and he damn sure ain't never ever letting a man give me one like that. Oh, really? Why not? Some of the women I was talking to last night, it was like, oh, it's just service. It's just like, a back rub. Just like a back rub. Yeah. No. This is not just like a back rub. Now, again, I'm a grown man. I'm grown. So I, in no way am I trying to say that this brother is wrong. I want to make sure that everybody understands where I'm coming from. I think this brother deserves a Black Excellence Award. This man is getting paid $1,000 a session. That's what I was told. I haven't looked it up, but I was told last night by someone who said that they saw this video or another video and then tried to find the service. I can't confirm or deny it. I'm getting it secondhand. But this brother, this Black Excellence right here, this brother's figured out a way to make $1,000 a session, rub on Udi. He rubbing on Udi. I mean, I ain't mad at him. We should all be so lucky to find our niche. He's found his niche. Samantha writes, the service is sensual touch. Anthony writes, do they pay Happy for an extra happy ending? Probably. I'm sure he probably gets tips. For all the men out there, that's a great example. He is a great example on working hard, finding your niche, and how it can be lucrative for you. Somebody writes, exactly, Queen. Why you go exactly, Queen, that? In terms of what Sister Iris said, that's hilarious. Deshauna writes, I wouldn't mind a sensual massage. I have a table and haven't used it yet. See, I told you, this brother, Black Excellence. Black Excellence. Beautiful. This brother has stumbled upon a service that a lot of women like. And he getting paid off of it to rub on Udi. It's a deep sexual. Nat writes, that ain't no massage. That's sex without penetration. The fuck LOL, right? Jesse writes, I wouldn't allow it. She better go to the mall and sit on one of those massage chairs. Yeah, Jesse, tell her. That's almost the same. I've seen those massage chairs. Never sat in them. I got a little OCD thing going on. Never sat in them, right? So, I that's a little different than what we saw there. That's hilarious. There's a service for people to cuddle with you. Yeah. Some people might have a problem with that. You ain't cuddling with my lady. And if anybody gonna be doing any cuddling, I'm doing the cuddling, right? I get it. I ain't messing with you. At all. Professional service. That's the Robert Kraft massage parlor defense. He is funny. Robert Kraft, being the white male owner of the New England Patriots, who about 3-4 years ago got caught paying off, getting happy endings at a massage parlor. And now that wasn't the worst part of it, because that's what grown people do. I have no problem with that. You want to get a happy ending from a consenting adult and it's legal, you go right ahead and do that on both sides. I got no problem with it. But the problem was they found out that the FBI was running some kind of like dragnet, some kind of sting operation, because Robert Kraft was going to a parlor house or a massage house that was dealing in trafficking individuals. So you have perhaps some forced labor going on. You got this big time, NFL owner. He's going to a massage parlor that's potentially dealing in human trafficking. Not a good look. Mrs. Love Being Black writes, he might be given a happy ending if asked for. I imagine he's probably given a lot of happy endings. I would imagine that. Really, Glenn, like to be kissed everywhere just like men? Sometimes you have to get up and personal. Deshauna writes, Lord, touch me. I like that, LOL. Hey, I ain't mad at you, sis. I ain't mad at you. If you like it, great. I'll play it again for you. Nothing wrong with some stimulation in the morning. Nat writes, where are the women providing this service, LOL? Vernon writes, Nate, that brother's smashing half of them on the list. That's what I said last night. And I was told by grown black women, no, why? It ain't got to be all like that. I mean, they trying to legitimize it. They sit here arguing with me back and forth like, no, you wrong. I'm wrong. They're looking at me like, see, your mind in the gutter. I'm like, my mind's in the gutter. My mind's in the gutter. His face is in the Udi. His face is in the Udi. What school they teach you to do this at? What? I ain't never seen. Is this tantric? This must be tantric. Yeah, that's what this is. This is tantric. Just saying. Tamika writes, it's a professional service. It can't be done without anything happening. Why is your mind in the gutter? She writes, it can be done without anything happening. Why is your mind in the governor? In the gutter. Why is your mind in the gutter? Oh, my mind's in the gutter? My mind's in the gutter, Tamika. I'm just coming out of left field with this. What in the world? What in the world? So I'm wrong. Not to say that brother's wrong, because like I want to make sure people understand where I'm coming from. That is a smart black man. He should join the ranks of the very smart brothers. Fellas, if you're watching, that's a great way to make money. $1,000 a session? And you rubbing on Udi all day? Talking about, where's the oil? I'm out of oil. Okay, thank you. What? Come on, man. That's what he want to do. I'm happy for him. See, Quincy writes, the Asian massages are just as bad, but typical there. Iris writes, full body massage. Iris, come on now. Come on now, sis. You're not going to tell me that there isn't a way to give a massage without doing this. There's no way in the world I believe that. Vernon writes, hell no, you can't at home. Jagger writes, hola, beautiful black people and the others too. Good to see you. Glenn writes, is this covered in a chapter in Winburn's book? You are funny, man. You are hilarious. I don't think so. It's definitely not a part of free download. You know what I'm saying? But you are hilarious, bro. Good morning to you. Oh, man. Charles writes, she is damn near naked. How does this not end in sex? And see, my thing is, you can't do this with shorts on? You can't get the same body effects without shorts on? Or with shorts on? Come on now. You got to bring a thong. David writes, this is how Wednesday starting off? Yes, it is. Jerker writes, what did I walk into? The Nathan Ivey Show. Teresa writes, Nate, you're hilarious. This situation is hilarious. Iona writes, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't want it unless I'm getting you know what too. I can't, so I won't, LOL. See? Iona just spoke the truth. She said, I ain't doing that unless we're going all the way there. Nakia writes, Nate, if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't see it that way. Oh, I wouldn't see what? No, I would see it the way no matter what. What you mean shoe on the other foot? I would see the exact way. It's the same thing. Male or female, either way. But I want to know from the men, would you allow your woman, your lady friend, your significant other, your wife, whoever you messing with, your situationship, to go get a sensual massage from this brother right here? Again, he just came to my radar screen within the last 24 hours. I didn't even know it existed. I came across it yesterday, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? So I started asking a few folks, and I was surprised by the response I got. I'm like, what? Lisa writes, good googly moogly, I'll pass. Jerome writes, hello, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Iris writes, then we come home to the husband, all rubbed down, feeling relaxed, stress-free. Okay. Deshauna writes, oh, it's a group of them guys. They've been doing this for a while. Oh, really? Hey, smart. Send me a link. I'm going to reach out. Jenny writes, yeah, those women are not married. From the caption I read, and then somebody told me about another interview. Apparently, the brother or the brothers say that a large majority of their clients are married women, which kind of makes sense, actually. Akeem writes, Nakia, love it. Nathan Ivy would cry in the car if the shoe was on the other foot. Cry in the car? If the shoe was on the other foot, I don't understand what you mean by that. He's straight. That's Akeem Jaffer, everybody. What's up, Prince Akeem, or now King Akeem? Good morning, straight from Zamunda. He's been a chopper for a long time. You didn't know that the Nathan Ivy show had a Zamunda connection? Oh, yeah, we get deep with it. Teresa writes, yeah, that's a little too much. My man can watch and get some pointers so we can massage one another like this. That's the point I made last night. I'm like, you know what? What the brother should do is teach men how to do this for their wives or whoever. And then now you can create a new revenue stream. So you can give the massages, and then you're teaching other people how to do the massages too. I came up with that for free. See how my mind works? Somebody writes, he's getting a tip for his tip. Iris writes, don't hate on the massage man. I won't. He said, don't hate on the massage man. I'm not hating on the massage man. Do what you do, brother. Get your massages in, man. All right, let me bring up some other, perhaps more serious matters. Okay, thank you, everybody. Some people sending me messages. I appreciate it. What's up, everybody? So we are scheduled to get hopefully a Zoom call this morning. We'll see how that works with Liz Rogers. And we're gonna do this about 8:30 a.m. this morning. She's gonna Zoom in and talk about what she's got going on. She's got something really, really interesting going on. I know the sister Iris did an interview with her, but I want to interview and help promote her as well. And we'll talk with Liz Rogers. Maybe we can get her to talk about, her whole process, arriving to this point as an entrepreneur. Tracy writes, I'm sure he gives tips. Dale writes, so his clientele is high end. I wonder how many women he works with are swingers. Somebody writes, not the massage chair, right? Danita writes, now I will tell you what I would pay for. Offer some classes. See, I'm just reading this. See, great minds think alike. See, I didn't even read this beforehand, but it seems like Danita has the same idea that I do. Offer some classes so my husband and I can sensual massage each other. I don't know it all, and I guarantee my husband would make sure I became the valedictorian. Tamika writes, instead of y'all men being defensive, step y'all game up and learn how to do it. See how she want to pit the brothers against each other this morning? I see. I'm not going to let you do it, Tamika. I'm not going to let you do it. I'm not going to let you do it. Dominique writes, what's up, Nate? Hey, what's up, Dominique? Good to see you, brother. As always. I cannot handle you being in this conversation. Okay, some family stuff. Iris writes, why you big mad, Nate? I'm not big mad at all. Not one bit. Believe me, if I wanted to be a sensual masseuse, I would just go do it. I would just give me some oils and just give me like a social media, a couple social media platforms, and then start doing massages. I have no desire to do it. But and I give this man props for his ingenuity, all the brothers involved with it. I just want to provoke some thought this morning. 513-873-7134. Let's talk about Tim Scott. Well, no, let me back up here. Let's not talk about Tim Scott. Let me start with the local issues first, and then we'll move into the national issues. Okay. So I saw in the Greater Black Politics page that somebody posted, and I've seen this in a lot of things in like Cincinnati circles on Facebook. Somebody had posted an image, and there was some conversation about the new Winton Woods building. Y'all see this? Apparently, Winton Woods has a brand new building, brand new facility. It's supposed to be pretty nice. And I saw the images, and then people started making a comparison between the images and a prison. And so I saw this in many, many spaces. It wasn't just in that group in which people were making that point. Oh, let me see. I'm going to pull this image up. This photograph was taken by the Inquirer. All props to them. I think it was Kara Onsley. I think it was Kara Onsley. I want to give props to other creatives always. So here's the image that was like on the local news, right? And this is a school, a local high school here. They got a brand new campus, like $51 million or something like that. We talking about big money. It's been millions and millions and millions of dollars. Anybody out here have children that attend Winton Woods? I want to get your thoughts. But this was sparking, I saw it kept coming up in multiple groups, so I thought I'd bring it up here. And then people were posting images of like actual prisons saying that this image and the design of the facility in this image reminds them of a prison. And I can definitely see that. I mean, from this image right here, like if you superimpose this to like some images of like prisons, I can see that where you have like the long corridor, second floor, and it's just a straight corridor on both sides. You got doors sort of facing one another, and then the bottom you see got a common area, and in the middle, which way out in the open, it seems like those are places for people to sit and eat. Yeah, it does. But I saw some other images of the school where it looks like a real modern design. So people were making, somewhat of a big deal out of it. I don't know. Anybody in Winton Woods, what do you think? What do you see? And if so, does it really make a difference? Is this just like cheap design, or is there some like more of a nefarious plot here? I wonder if the reason why they make prisons the way they do is because it's cheap to make them that way, and it's also functional. And so when they were redesigning at least this part of the building of Winton Woods, they went with a cheap design that was functional. I wonder if that was the case. I don't know. I saw the conversation happening. I thought I'd bring it up here. We talk about everything on the Nathan Ivey Show, especially local stuff. So I throw it out there. If you got a flow on it, I'd love to hear it. 513-873-7134. Now, while you ponder all of that, take all of that in, a couple of words from our sponsor of today's show. First up, my friends over at Pinnacle Protection Agency. They are currently seeking professional camera, DVR, and alarm installers. If you know someone who is seeking employment, or maybe to do something different, or if you know someone who's seeking employment and they have experience as perhaps maybe a cable installer, let them know about this. This could be something that's really, really interesting for them. All right. You can send your resume to info@pinnacleprotectionagency.com, or you can call them at 513-506-5010. Again, 506-5010. And you can send your resume to info@pinnacleprotectionagency.com this morning. We got a call. Let's take it. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Nathan, it's Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tracy. Welcome.
I have a 10th grader at Winton Woods High School, but he hasn't been to school all year. He's not going back. I saw that picture yesterday. First of all, let me back up. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. They had the ribbon cutting for the school, and I didn't make it because I had to work. It was like 3:00. And the pictures that I saw were very nice. The building is very nice. I didn't see that picture until yesterday. And when I looked at it, I kind of frowned, and I was just like, oh, because I get it, the whole prison, the pipeline thing. And then I got involved in the conversation that was online yesterday. And one of the comments that just floored me was, this guy was like, these parents need to pull their kids out of the school. We need to boycott. Boycotts work. You got to laugh at some of the things that you hear. I'm like, so we're going to pull our kids out of this brand new school because one floor, one picture of it looks like a prison. Now, let me say they will not have the traditional cafeteria. I think they are going to sit out there like that, like a common area or whatever. Um, but the thing for me that I said to him was, listen, I've been a resident of Forest Park for 21 years. I have a few coins wrapped up in that $51 million that it took to build that school. My kid is going to go to that school. My kid will not be pulled out of that school. I don't give a damn about a subliminal message because my message every morning rings very loud, louder than any subliminal message that he could ever get. Knock on wood, my children have not seen the inside of a jail and hopefully will not see the inside of a prison. But I believe that if I do my job as a parent, I can keep my kids out of there. Sure, they grow up and they make their own choices, but I'm not worried about any subliminal message just based on him walking through the high school for his last 2 years there. I'm not worried about that. Winton Woods was the last school district in the Cincinnati area to get new school buildings. We've been begging for new school buildings forever. So I'm finally seeing my tax dollars go to work. While it doesn't look good, the picture that we're looking at, the image that we're looking at, hopefully it won't have a lasting, profound effect on kids that are going through there. Hopefully, some kids can be saved and they won't end up in the system. I'm not worried about mine, and I'm not boycotting. We're not going to tear down that school building. It is what it is. We just need to learn how to work with it. And that's my 2 cents.
Appreciate the 2 cents. Have a great day.
You too.
She said, look, I'm out here. We got a dog in this fight and money. And we ain't getting caught up with it. I just thought it was interesting. I mean, I see it. I'm not sure I'm more concerned about the mentality of the adults, the administrators, the people that are running the building. So if the argument that you're making, let's say people are making the argument that this image is like subliminally sending a message to the kids that you're in a prison, I'm not sure if the kids are going to pick up on that. And again, as long as the adults don't treat it that way, that's what's really going to matter. It's going to really matter, like the way they process justice, the way they process these individuals. And it's going to matter less the particular makeup or the design of one corridor of the school building. But I thought it was an interesting conversation. I'm here for it this morning. If you are, 513-873-7134. Let's stay with some local matters. I want to give you some more news. These are things that people are talking about. I wake up this morning, I go online, I read this article titled, "Did CPS Board Break Open Meeting Law?" It says no. Outside lawyers say yes. So apparently the lawyers for either the lawyers for the Cincinnati Enquirer or the lawyers that the Cincinnati Enquirer reached out to get comment for this article believe that the Cincinnati School Board may have violated open meetings law, meaning that you can't go behind closed doors and be sending text messages back and forth. And, like I told you, when it came to city council, I thought that because of the substance of what they were talking about was, ultimately not an issue that was of the greatest concern of the general public. If you don't remember, basically, you had members of city council that were caught doing text messaging and sort of getting their ducks in a row in terms of making a decision about the firing of the former city manager and then the compensation package. Okay, that was the gist of it. And I don't know, man, I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of learning from other people's mistakes. Like if I see somebody make a mistake or fall through a manhole cover or slip on a banana peel, then I try to maneuver around it so I don't do the same thing. So I would think that if you're a local politician, that you would be on top of your game when it comes to all these kind of things, because you just saw what happened with city council and people made a big deal about it. This is a little bit different in the sense that I think that the nature of the conversation is just so real. It's life and death issues. Shout out to Madeline Mitchell for her reporting on this with the Cincinnati Enquirer. And I thought it was quite interesting. Like, it looks like they must have did like a records release request, and they've got the text messages and emails. I've seen some of them. I haven't even talked about everything that I've received from good context in the community. I've seen some of it. And so, now that I'm seeing it in print, it doesn't shock me. Some of this I already kind of knew about. But I think it's worth your time to check out the article. I don't know if the CPS board violated the Public Meetings Act. If they do, what I would say is, they should pledge not to do it again and keep moving on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the biggest issue in the world, quite honestly. But again, the more information that comes out about CPS and their decision making, it's just the worse it looks. It just looks worse and worse. All right. So as I told you folks, I'm scheduled to get a Zoom call from Liz Rogers. She's a Black female entrepreneur who's doing big things. Some of you may or may not know about her history here in Cincinnati and Hamilton County, but she's on to bigger and better things. And I just want to, me, I like to support local folks, especially us. And I can see Liz is backstage. Hey, Liz, can you hear me? Can you just wave if you can hear me? I think she can hear. Okay, great. So I'm going to bring Liz on. We're going to start our conversation right now. All right. Let me bring her on and see how it's working. Hey, what's up, Liz?
Hey, can you see me?
I can see you.
I'm sorry. I'm having technical difficulties.
Are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good.
You need a little time?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay.
I'm good.
All right. It's been a minute. How you been?
I've been good. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. I told you many years ago I support you. Still do, even though I know we don't talk at all, really. But I heard about some of your new ventures, and I definitely wanted you to come on and talk about it and promote it, and talk about what you're doing now.
Yeah. So right now, at this very moment, after 8 years, I'm actually doing the ice cream, the Southern ice cream line for Creamalicious. So been working on it since I was at the banks and super excited. Just, really getting a artisan culinary dessert out there. And it just took a whole lot of work and just a lot of dedication, a lot of ups and downs with it. But, just kept it going and finally got it on the shelf.
I want to hear all about the process and your thought process. This is the first time you've mentioned it on the show because you were on maybe like a year and a half ago when you were opening up Wing Champs and you talked about it then. But see, now it's even more out there. So, but let's back up here for the folks who are not aware of your journey. Just talk a little bit about yourself, including, you don't have to get any details, but the whole thing that happened with the banks and then how you transform that into the success that you're dealing with now.
I think that, just being on the banks, just having a super successful restaurant in Hamilton and just being on the banks was just a crazy experience. But I would never trade that experience for anything in the world because I was able to learn a lot of lessons. And, what entrepreneurs need to know is that you can't have success without failure. And we also need to understand that, failure is not a bad thing. I think that people are afraid to fail. And when you're afraid to fail, you just don't go for your dreams. And, you can't be afraid to fail. You have to keep trying and you have to keep learning lessons and applying it to that next venture or whatever else that you're doing. And eventually you will be successful, especially, it's already written, so you just have to believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing and just have passion in what you're doing. And I think the first and foremost thing is just when you are doing something, especially when it's bigger than yourself, it can't be for you. It has to be for something bigger. That could be your family. That could be people that need jobs or people just making a difference. Even though you can't change the world, like my thing was always like, I can make ripples in the pond and I can touch people and through them, they can touch other people and just keep it moving. I think a lot of times people don't get an opportunity to get to know you as a person and to get to see exactly what you're doing and what you actually mean to the community or what you're actually putting out here in the universe. I think a lot of us, we just want to hear negative things. We want to feed into negativity because we're dealing with so many negative things in our own lives and we're not happy with ourselves. So we actually want other people to be just as miserable as we are. So I think today, if I can just touch one person and just, we just really have to start changing our whole narrative of what we're thinking about our life. So I feel like the banks really taught me a lot. There was just so much going on and down there. And, I understood that somebody had to be the fall guy. And it's okay because I made so many mistakes, as a business owner. And that's okay because I'm supposed to make mistakes, right? I mean, every
Mm-hmm.
business owner does, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just not public. And it's okay, because going into business, you just don't know everything. It's all trial by error. First thing is you have to have a team. You have to have a very good foundation. You have to have a very good, strong foundation. And you can't go into something thinking that you can do everything by yourself. You can't be the back of the house, the front of the house, the manager, ordering the inventory. You can't do everything. You really need a good, strong, supportive team. And you need to choose your team very carefully. You'll have a lot of people. I had a lot of people with me, but they weren't necessarily for me. And a lot of people just like when the train's going, they want to get on the train. But when it's slowing down, they're the first to jump off the train. So you just got to have some people that's really some soldiers, really that's dedicated, and that just believes in your cause.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate your time this morning. I'm an entrepreneur. There's a lot of entrepreneurs in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stick there for a second. So you said that you made a lot of mistakes, and you don't have to go through all of them, but I feel like sometimes, well, I feel like there's a value in learning from other people's experiences. So if you could what were your mistakes from an entrepreneurial standpoint, looking back, what did you learn from it? What could we learn from your experience?
Um, Choosing, when you're in partnerships, you have to choose your partners extremely very wisely. You definitely have to read the fine print. You have to really, like, I think as entrepreneurs, like with me personally, I just got like so excited about expanding my brand. I knew I had a really good brand. I knew that it was a brand. It was something that I actually took time and built, because it wasn't my first business. I had a national advertising agency, and I had that national advertising agency for 10 years, and it was super successful. But I knew that I always wanted a restaurant, and but I didn't want to have a restaurant that people came in and they were eating on paper plates and plastic. And I needed something more that I can brand and put my name on, because I wanted to always expand it like I had done my previous business. So I would say a lot of stuff, just not having the right infrastructure to begin with, not putting the right systems, process, and procedures in place. And there was just so much going on around me that I just really could not focus on the things that I need to I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So this was like a really big thing, and what we need to understand, I've seen just so many things like, like speaking about, well, this isn't fair and that's not fair, is it's supposed to be fair, but it's not fair, especially as a minority business, being the first African American on the banks, that was a really big deal, right? But it wasn't supposed to be fair. But if you agree to put that jersey on and get on the field and play, you can't complain about what's fair. It is what it is. These are the rules. You know the rules going in, and you have to make the best of it. But the thing was, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So that's not a bad thing. Businesses go out of business all the time. I mean, we have so many things that go on, and people are just so judgmental. I mean, I would see things like people would be so critical, and then in the next line they would say stuff like, I have a business and it's going great, and this, I don't make mistakes in my business, and this, well, that's great that you've had a business and it's going great and your doors aren't closed and all this stuff. I mean, there's over 110,000 restaurants like about 4 months ago that have closed. Just any business is hard, but the restaurant business is really hard because you deal with so many things so much. When money gets short, you robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're doing so many things, and you're making the best decisions to the best of your ability. You just straight go into survival mode. So to combat all of that, like, I pretty much felt like, like opening another business, I know what I know, and then just getting people around me. That's why I'm super excited about the Creamalicious thing. And I think that's why Wing Champ has had the success and has survived through the COVID, because of what I know, and what I've learned.
And I appreciate it. Again, that's why I want to glean, because again, like I said, I have a lot of entrepreneurs that are in the audience, and I just want to learn from you, sis. So, and I'll move my way up to what you're doing right now. But in terms of building a team, what would you say are like the top things that people should look for? It could be characteristics, traits, whatever, in terms of building a team as an entrepreneur.
You got to have people that are like-minded like you. I think we spend a lot of time just we it's not about hiring the black person or the white person. It's about hiring the right person. Somebody that's not going to steal from you. Somebody that's going to show up to work I don't really care what color they are. This point, it comes down to your business, your investment, your family, because these people are just going to go down the street and get a job somewhere else. There's, no loyalty in the games. You have to find people that's like-minded like you, that's loyal. As an employer, there's just a lot of questions by law that you can't ask when you're interviewing. But I like to find people that either are homeowners or want to own a home, people that have their own car. I like people that have a family or want a family, or I look at their history, and just you need to ask questions, personal questions about, themselves. Just where you I like when I hire people, I like more entrepreneurial minded people, because they just gel better with me. Because I look at it as this is somebody that I can build with, because essentially this is the restaurant business, right? People aren't going to want to make 10, 13, $15 an hour for the rest of their lives. In the big scheme of things, it's not a lot of money, right? So, you find someone that's amazing, that you want to work with. You see these people probably more than you see your family a week. How do you keep these people? How do you keep them with you? And so, I do know, like, one person I work with, Chef Sean Derby. He's like one of the best. He's probably the best, and I mean the best person that God could have ever blessed me with. And he's like my partner. Like, he was working for Papados, and I was like, hey, I can't pay you $70,000 a year, but here's a food truck, here's some equity. Can we do this together? And together we've done really great things. And he was able to own his own business. And I just look for entrepreneurs that I can invest in, like my time and my knowledge. And just my knowledge of the business is a really big thing, because it's worth so much. I mean, I look at my business, and I see how I've dodged a lot of bullets, like not hiring somebody, like, even though I like that person, there was just so many red flags. And before, I would have just needed to get a body in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, it's best that I just work the hours until the right person comes along. So those are just a few things, just making sure that you hire like-minded people like yourself, and you hire somebody that you can build with. It's just like a marriage. If you got a job and you're doing great things, you don't want to marry somebody that's broke and that want to sit on the couch and play video games every day. You want to marry somebody that can help you build a life with that person, and somebody that can bring something to the table and not just a fork and knife. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. So let's talk about Wing Champs. How long has Wing Champs been open, and what led you to move in that direction?
Wing Champs has been open about a year and a half. So, I just simply, with Wing Champ, I mean, it's pretty much Mahogany's menu. It's just a small piece of Mahogany's footprint. And to be perfectly honest, I was just taking back what I had lost and what was kind of taken from me. You know, Wing Champ, Mahogany's, it belonged to me. No one has a right to interfere with that. Every business should have the opportunity to succeed or fail on its own merits. Like, we don't need help failing. We need help being successful. And so, it was only the right thing to do, to reopen Wing Champ, because it it belonged to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to ever give up. You know what I mean? This is my dream, and I was going to always pursue my dream regardless of how long it took me. So it took me like 6 years to really get back in the swing of things. But I actually had to work 3 jobs. I tell people all the time, like, entrepreneurs will come to me and they'll ask me, they'll say stuff like, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to work for myself. So how are you going to do that? Who's going to fund the business? So I had to work 3 jobs and save my money and do catering and do so many different things to get my business back to where it was. And then, when we actually get our business, one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make is everybody wants to be the boss. Everybody wants to be the owner. They like the glitz and the glam, but nobody wants the responsibility. And I'm just saying today, like, if anybody out there is trying to open a business, or they have an expectation of opening a business, have realistic expectations that you're going to be doing all the hours, you're going to be putting in all the work, because for one, you have to build a team. If you don't have one going in the door, and you definitely have to lead by example, and you have to make sure that you have your systems, process, and procedures in place, and definitely try to get some advisors, people that you can they just want to see you win. They don't have any interest in your business. People that you can call and ask questions so that they can guide you and point you in the right direction before you make really big decisions that's going to impact your business.
Now, your ice cream brand, Creamalicious, has been getting a lot of buzz lately. When did you develop the idea, and what is that process to develop an ice cream brand? What is that process?
I've always been a super creative person. I'm more of an, like, what people don't know about me is I'm an artist. Like when I was in school, like I played in the Cleveland Orchestra. I do a lot of stuff. Like, so I get inspired by things. So when I get inspired by things, I'm that person that thinks outside the box. I'm that person, like if I meet somebody and they tell me about their idea, I love to help them elevate that idea. And, it's not about like competing with everybody else on the shelf. That's, with the ice cream, everybody was like, well, that's a huge category. And, that's the first thing they would say, that's a big category and it's a lot of competition. It's a lot of competition everywhere. It's supposed to be a big category. That's what makes America great. But I really wanted this ice cream to be different. It's like there's no ice cream on the market like it. Creamalicious is it's a very high quality ice cream. It's super premium and it's artisan. So it's a really cool thing because it's Southern inspired. I wanted that ice cream to taste exactly like peach cobbler or sweet potato pie. So I ended up that process. I actually created Creamalicious while I was on the banks, like going through so many turbulent things, so I had to keep my mind off of everything that was going on around me. So that's, if I hadn't have taken that deal on the banks, there would be no Creamalicious, so that's where God put me in a place where I was able to create something, bigger, because I knew being on the banks that wasn't it for me. I knew that God had something much bigger for me, and it was pretty much what this is here. I ended up going. I went to Chicago, and I went to a really big company that develops. They're food scientists, and I didn't want to put my name and label on someone else's stuff. It's this thing called private labeling, where a lot of times when people create things, they just private label, like McCormick's private labels, where you can get seasonings and you can create your own stuff and you can put your label on their stuff. Well, I'm that person that actually does the private labeling. Like I create things and people can buy things from me and they can put their label on it. Doesn't matter if it's ice cream, seasonings, sauces. I'm the private label company. So I ended up creating a brand development company, is how Creamalicious ended up getting formed. And I went to Chicago and I worked with some food scientists, and I actually ended up developing my own recipes so that I can patent my own stuff. So my co-packer actually uses my recipes to develop my ice cream. So, and it's only proprietary for Creamalicious.
Oh, see, I didn't know. So you can have a patent on a flavor of ice cream.
If you develop it, yes. If you develop your own formulas, yes.
Okay, so you can patent the formula that creates the actual flavor, the mixture itself.
Yeah, because it's yours. I mean, you're the one creating it. So nobody else would have it. So what's in my ice cream isn't in someone else's ice cream. So I didn't go in and say, hey, I want some ice cream, and go to, there's so many companies that you can actually go to and say, get ice cream. Like, you can buy ice cream. I can develop an ice cream for anybody. Like, if anybody wanted their own ice cream, I could develop many flavors and you can put your label on it. But I'm the manufacturer. So I manufacture my own brands and flavors. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. So you're saying you have control over the whole chain, the whole process,
Yes.
from the patent, the inspiration to the manufacturing. What about distribution? Is it being distributed by somebody else? Is that Myers?
Well, basically, distribution is, just going through supply chains,
Okay.
of Myers and Walmart and different things like that. So that's a whole nother beast in itself, getting somebody to actually carry your ice cream. So
What is that?
I didn't have a broker at the time. So I ended up just getting my own ice. I ended up getting my own deals. They're like, well, I had people saying, don't call Walmart, don't call Myers, don't do this, don't do that. You have to get a broker. You have to do this. You have to do that. And brokers, they want money and they make commissions off of it. But at that time, I wasn't at that point where I can hire a broker, which is a salesperson that's actually selling your product in. So I just called them all myself and I got my own deals. My thing is like, what are they going to tell me? No. I mean, like, you just got to go for it. You just can't, you can't sit around and wait for opportunities to come to you. You have to start making opportunities for yourself, and you have to put that time in. If you put that time in, you got a 50% chance of making it. It's just like being on a 50-yard line with a half a second on the clock and you on that field. If you get the ball, go for it. I'm going for it. I'm either going to get tackled or either I might make a touchdown. I might. And if I get tackled, guess what? It's always the next game, right? You got another shot at making it happen. So I started my journey of calling Walmart. Walmart really loved my idea and concept of my brand. And that was a pretty cool situation because Creamalicious, I think what people don't understand, it's ice cream, right? It's a good ice cream. But ice cream is just, it's hard to have a bad ice cream. It's just ice cream, but that's not what Creamalicious is about, really. Creamalicious is more about the brand stories. It's about better times. It's about family. It's about, creation. It's about love. It's about the history, of our heritage. It's about, the storylines. I mean, if you talk about the red velvet cake, people don't understand that the red velvet cake was when African Americans, it was the cake that was eaten to celebrate our freedom. When we got our freedom, we talk about the quite cake. I have a quite cake. Creamalicious has like 44 flavors. The quite cake it's a white cake that it's a peace offering cake. Like, I want to be your friend. Let's share this cake and a cup of tea or a glass of wine. Porch light peach cobbler. We talk about the porch light. How if the porch light was on, it was symbolic to this is a welcoming home, it's safe, right? So these ice cream flavors, they have a story, and the consumer, they want more than a dessert. Creamalicious is more than a dessert. It's an experience, and it's a 2-in-1 dessert. We bake the peach cobbler and we put the peach cobbler in the actual ice cream, the crust, the peaches, the notes of the cinnamon and nutmeg, different things like that. So it's just like a really cool, like whimsical, innovative dessert. The whole line is very innovative. The names, it just really ties people in. Ice cream is the world's #1 dessert. It's the highest selling dessert in the world. The category is about $83 billion category. And people just love ice cream. You don't have to convince anybody. So it just kind of made sense to start there with my brand development and just, basically create my own dessert category, and being Southern is what I do. So, it just kind of made sense to stay with what I knew.
I love it. I love it. Now I wish you nothing but the best. So is Creamalicious available at Wing Champs? Have you paired
Yeah,
the two?
yeah. Creamalicious is available in Wing Champ. It's available in Meyer. It's available at Jungle Gyms. It'll be available at Walmart next month. It is available online. It'll be available at Schnucks, which is in Missouri, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Indiana. Um, at Walmart, it'll be available in Ohio, Southern California, Georgia, Alabama. It will be on walmart.com. So it's going to be a really, really big thing. With regards to Creamalicious, it's really interesting. I was actually going to write a post, and I normally don't really like to post, because I notice like people share things or either they don't, and they like to share things that are more negative. But it was very interesting because last week I bought a bunch of ice cream. So I was like, I was in a situation where I was at Starbucks and somebody bought me a cup of coffee when I got to the window. And I was like, that is so cool. It just totally like made my day. And I actually ended up catching up with the lady, and she pulled over and I gave her a pint of ice cream. And then she actually posted about it, and she was saying that she was going through a hard time. She felt extremely defeated. And when she got the ice cream, it just made her feel good that a stranger just did a random act of kindness. But for me, I call it like a random act of goodness. And like what I would like to see people do is I would like to see people buy a pint and just give it to somebody and ask that person to give it to somebody and start a movement. I just really feel like this is a win for our community. And the reason I feel that way is it's a big deal. It's a story of perseverance. It's a story of pain and circumstance and just not allowing yourself to be victim and just owning whatever it is that you got going on and admitting to your mistakes and trying to rectify it and just living out your dream. And I want people to understand that, whatever you're going through and whatever, don't be afraid, to make a better life for yourself. Don't be afraid to go for your dreams. Don't give in to the things that people say about you or write about you. Just be strong and overcome it, because the people that matter, that's all that really matter is just changing life. This is like so much bigger than me. What people don't understand is, right now I'm one of the first African American ice cream manufacturers in the whole world. Today I'm the only one. And this is like bigger than me. Like someone was like, well, why did you start this? I want to have a visionary foundation. I want to help other entrepreneurs own their own businesses. I want to be able to provide resources for them that I didn't have when I started my business. I didn't have um, an infrastructure of CPAs and attorneys and people that can help me with operations and business plans and different things like that. If you are trying to start a business, please take the time to do a business plan. Please take the time to reach out to people and ask them for help, people that are smarter than you. Please take the time to understand that if you have a business right now, and if you think you may want to expand your business, don't be afraid to reach out for partnerships and consider that partnerships. I don't want to run a business by myself. This is too much. Like you can never go on vacation, you can never enjoy your family. You are the business, and if something happens to you, the business goes down. I think people have a very unrealistic thing. I talk to entrepreneurs and they're like, no, I want to own 100%. But understand, you can't get tied to a brand. I'd rather own 10% of millions of dollars than 100% of nothing. At the end of the day, it's just a brand, right? You can own 100% of a brand, but you can be broke. Or you can own 10% of a brand that's going to scale and have millions and millions of dollars. So when you're looking at your business, you know, my foundation that I'm trying to build is so important to me because that's my purpose. That's where I get super excited. Like being able to have a platform that I can help people, that is so dope. That is just like so huge. Those are the things that's making me extremely happy about Creamalicious, being on the shelf and people buying it. And the other thing about Creamalicious is when you are buying a pint, not only are you just helping, this ice cream brand be successful, but you're helping other entrepreneurs out here that at some point are going to have their own business and that's going to need help, and I really feel like that's just an amazing opportunity to be a part of someone's success, to be a part of somebody's dream, because we don't get to be a part of anybody's dream. But I'm saying everybody out there that has bought a pint of creamlicious, you have helped me um, just pursue my dream, because the dream is real and the comeback is real. And irregardless of what happened at the banks, nothing is going to ever be able to stop us. We are strong. We are resilient. We are brilliant Black people. We are just amazing. People don't even understand. Like, that's why they fear us. It is so hard for me to get in the stores. You guys have no idea how hard it is for me to even get shelf space, the things that I go through. You understand? But that's how it is, right? I don't complain about it. I don't make calls about it. I don't talk about it. It just is what it is. But you can't stop greatness. And I feel as a community, we are great. And I feel like we can rebuild whatever it is that's taken from us, and we can go for the future in whatever capacity we see fit.
Wow. Well, listen, Liz, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate you. There's a lot of people saying great things about, what you're saying this morning. It looks like you're touching a lot of people. How's Wing Champs been doing during COVID?
Yeah,
What's the restaurant business like?
Wing
Because we've been
Champs is
hearing that a
cool.
lot of businesses have been struggling and some are
Yeah.
going under.
Hey, we have our days, but I just need people to come out and eat at Wing Champ, get something to go, share these posts. Let's start a movement. Go buy a pint and just give it to somebody. Ask that person to give a pint. It's $5.99 in the store. And I need people to really just be a part of this, because you're helping a lot of people through just the purchase of a pint. Just it's about brand awareness. You guys go and ask for Creamalicious to be in these stores. Like, with it being a Southern ice cream, some stores like, well, we don't want to put it in these neighborhoods because we don't know if they're gonna buy it, or the demographics. There's just a lot of politics. But it's a multicultural brand. Everybody likes to eat. People like good food, right? That was just like with Mahogany's. We're a multicultural brand. Wing Champ is very multicultural. People like good food, and they're going to come out and eat that. And I think that we really need to support each other. I'm doing something with Davis Cookie Company. I mean, those Christina Davis and her husband, they're just super. They are just like the nicest, most amazing people that I've ever met. They're going to carry Creamalicious in their shop, and then I'm actually going to carry some of their cookies in my place. And I just want us all just to get together and cross brand and help each other. And people shouldn't be getting jealous because somebody else is doing something. If we all get together and make a plan and work our plan and help each other. I see so many other races opening hotels and gas stations. Their families are coming to work. They help each other and they build. My question is, like, why can't we do the same thing? Like, why can't we, if we have a complaint about a restaurant or a product, why can't we just pick up the phone and call the person or the owner? Why are we always on the internet tearing down businesses and doing all this crazy stuff? Restaurants run out of stuff. We run out of stuff. We sell out of stuff. Sometimes the truck doesn't come or our product's not there. Things happen. But be private about it. Be supportive, so that we can be a better business, and engage in that. So I just there's some really big things coming up, and I'm praying that I can find some other entrepreneurs that I can help, get some food trucks and just help build a business and start a movement. I really want Creamalicious to be up there with Ben and Jerry's. It's a great brand. It's a super premium ice cream brand, and the taste is it's really up there. Some people like it better. At the end of the day, I just want to get in. I just want to be in the game, and I want to be in the game and be able to take some people with me and really help. So that's my whole thing. So I do want to invite you guys out to Wing Champ. We do have at the end of the month we have our first brunch, and it's going to be super cool. It's on my page. It's the tickets are $25 with this live entertainment, and it's a whole lot of food, a lot of food, and it's going to be really 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 nice. And I'm praying that we only have like 60 tickets because we're trying to be COVID safe. So I'm hoping that people really support that because that does help our staff keep their jobs. These things, having these kind of events are, what's really going to keep us moving. So I'm hoping that people do come out to that brunch on the 28th and definitely support.
Well, Liz, thank you so much for your time. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'll see you soon. I'll definitely be getting some Creamalicious in for sure.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a good
Yeah.
one.
Most def.
All
That's Liz Rogers. She's a busy woman, so she spent a little time with us this morning. How inspiring was that, man? Oh, that was very inspiring. Very inspiring. I mean, think about what a great attitude she has. What a great attitude. Her attitude is, if I didn't, number one, it's a great attitude in terms of the way she looked at failure. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be successful, you're going to hear some failures. It's the ups and downs of life. It is what it is. But what you do with it afterward is what really matters. She said that there'd be no Creamalicious if it wasn't for what happened at the banks. Think about that. And I didn't really want to get super into it. I hit it the way I wanted to. I wanted to get her thoughts about, from an entrepreneurial sense, because I want to have the conversation with her that we can take something from. And I know for a fact there's a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to the show. So I wanted to focus on that and not so much getting back into the personalities and the Christopher Smithermans. I mean, folks who know the history. There's another time for that. I wanted to celebrate her and what she's doing with the time that we had this morning. But what a great attitude. It's a great attitude. She said the only one in the world. Like, in fact, if that's true, I've got no reason to doubt it. I mean, we just talked with an icon. That's historic. The only African American in the world was on our show this morning. That's super deep. People can't underplay just how valuable that is. It's a very valuable insight. So she just did it. I didn't know you could pat. It makes sense though. Now, the more she spoke, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. To be able to patent a flavor, it does make sense. But that's dope. That's dope. Thank you. And I always wish Liz the best. I always wish her the best from the beginning. You know me. When I see somebody being bullied, I like to come and go after the bullies. That's just my nature. And I thought that, all that stuff on the banks I thought was unfair. I thought that Liz Rogers brought more to the banks than the banks brought to Liz Rogers. I mean, that was a pioneer. And that was back before they had a big old Ferris wheel. It's like the number one attraction on the banks right now in Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah. Good morning to you. Speaking of black excellence in the banks, man, I recently came across, I didn't know this, but it looks like the Bengals, along with the Black-owned brand, and I think the brother's name is Means Cameron, is the owner of Black-owned brand and also Black Coffee. But I just found out this yesterday. I was watching a live time hall with Avtab Purival, and he mentioned it. Then it made me go Google it. So the Bengals have a new partnership with Black-owned brand, and I think that means that you're going to see some exclusive merchandise that's got dual branding on it, so Black-owned and also Bengals. And that means that you can also go to the Black-owned store and then purchase some Bengal paraphernalia, which I think is a super dope. I think that is super dope. Props to Means Camera. I don't know that brother, but of course I've been to the coffee shop. I was just there maybe, I don't know, it was early this year for a project I was working on, but I think it's super dope. I love that. I think that's a great collab. I think it's a win-win for both. Because the Bengals, they need some black. They need that. I think the campaign is something about earning your stripes. I thought it made sense. I saw a video. It's like 6 minutes long. I thought it was a dope video. And I just want to put that out there. Local black excellence. People doing their thing. That's a great thing. It's a great thing. See, the Bengals also have transformed their uniforms a little bit. Huh? You see that? Not enough for me. We need a radical uniform design. What's up, buddy?
Hi, everybody.
They can't see right now because I've got an image up. See that image right there?
Make it bigger.
You mean take it off? There it is.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi,
What's up with your hair?
everybody.
They can hear you. What's up with your hair? Let me see. Okay, you ain't bad.
Mom moisturizes.
She moisturized it good.
No, she does water the little towel.
Okay.
Small one. Baby dad.
All right. Give daddy a kiss and a hug. I love you. I love all that. Give me more. Give me more. Okay. I love you. See you later.
Hi, Daddy.
Yes. Yes, that's my son. He's a part of the show. I just go with the flow now. He wants to come in, he comes in. He comes in. Hey, listen, do not forget that my friends over at Renew Community Church, and their website is renewcommunitychurch.org. They've kicking off something new for the calendar year 2021. It's called their Focus 2021 series. And as a part of it, you can download a free 142-page ebook. And in this ebook, I've downloaded myself. Basically, they're going to give you some tips and some guidance on how to live your best life. That's the way I look at it. How to accomplish your goals. How to perhaps either deal with some obstacles that you might be dealing with. It's 100% free. You can download it today. And there is a link in today's description on Facebook and YouTube. Just hit the link or follow the link, copy and paste, however you do what you do, and download the free ebook. You also, once you download it, it'll also make you eligible for 30 minutes of free coaching with Charlie Winburn. He is available to spend his time and his experience with you for free as a part of their Focus 2021 series. Now, it could be on a business matter. It could be on a spiritual matter. It could be on a personal matter. It could be on a variety of different things. And it's an opportunity for you to get some one-on-one coaching. Have you ever had one-on-one coaching before? Could be exactly what you didn't know that you needed. You ever had those kind of situations? I think they call it serendipity, when you find something that you didn't know that you actually needed until you actually get it. That could be the tip. That could be the thing right there for you. So check it out this morning. You can download it. I'm really curious myself personally as to what you think about it. Hit me with a direct message once you do. And there's a link in today's description, and you can check it out for yourself. Speaking of Charlie Winburn, you may not know this, but he is the first African-American Hamilton County treasurer, and he's going to be sworn in on the 19th of March. So not this Friday, right? Hold on, double check the 19th. Not this Friday, but next Friday. This Friday is the 12th. He's going to be sworn in on the 19th. It's going to be a public ceremony. All are welcome. It'll be from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. over at Corinthian Baptist Church. If you don't know where that is, that's at 1920 Tennessee Avenue here in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. If you're interested, let me give you more details. There will be a complimentary box lunch to go for all participants. Plenty of social distancing, and masks are required. So bring your mask if you want to go to the public swearing in of Charlie Winburn. He's scheduled to be my guest very, very soon. He's going to come on and talk about a couple things. He's going to talk about Focus 21 or Focus 2021 and the particulars of what you can get in the download. We'll talk a little bit about that. But also he's going to talk about what his plans are as the first African-American Hamilton County treasurer. Okay, if you don't know how it works, essentially, he is the interim treasurer until November, but he doesn't want to sit on his hands. He wants to get some things done for the people, and he'll be on the show very, very soon to talk about it. Also, my friends over at Pinnacle Protection Agency are seeking to hire installers. They're looking for professional camera, DVR, and alarm installers. This could be a great opportunity for someone that you know. Matter of fact, I've got a promo I want to play for you, and we'll be right back.
Looking for great pay with a great family-owned company? Pinnacle Protection Agency is seeking professional installers. Pinnacle Protection Agency is innovative security for your world, offering services for commercial and residential clientele, which include smart home and business technology, intrusion, fire, surveillance and doorbell cameras, and a whole lot more. We want to hire experienced installers and are willing to train. Please send your resume to info@pinnacleprotectionagency.com. That's info@pinnacleprotectionagency.com. Call 513-506-5010.
I know that voice. Brother Kelton, you listening? Probably not, but good morning to you. It's been a minute, brother. But you can send your resume to info@pinnacleprotectionagency.com. And for more information, you can give them a call at 513-506-5010. Good morning to you. Now back to Liz Rogers. So let me say, I mean, you know, I'll say it again. I think that Liz Rogers was a pioneer, as a lot of those, initial businesses on the banks were, because the banks was just not a draw. Some would even argue it's still not that much of a draw now. They've got a big Ferris wheel now, which draws a lot of people on the weekends. Lovers do the craziest things. It's a Friday night. What do you want to do? Let's go down to the banks and get on that big ass wheel. That'll be fun. So some people like that. It's what lovers do, right? It's what lovers do. And back when she was down there, man, it wasn't much of a draw. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, unless there's something that's bringing you down there, there's no reason to go down there, right? But that's all water. I thought that the people in Cincinnati showed their true colors in that whole situation. I've been through this many, many times. You know, I raised hell when it was going on. You know what I'm saying? I let my voice be heard then, so I ain't shy about it. But I'm happy to see that she relocated. She was on the show like a year and a half ago talking about her plans. She even mentioned Creamalicious. I'm glad to see it's all coming to fruition. That is a beautiful story. And I think there's a moral there as well that she hit upon, which is, I mean, a couple of things she said. Number one, don't let your fear stop you. Okay. I don't care how old you are, man. You know, fear can stop you. And it can be the fear of what people are going to say, what people are going to think. Some people get caught up with the fear of inadequacy, or I've heard this term before and I do not identify at all. They call it, what is it called when people are afraid? Imposter syndrome. Right? I don't understand that. You are what you do. If you're doing it, then you are it. Period. Simple as that. And you keep doing it until you get good at it. Simple as that. It's just the way the world works. That's science, right? So I thought that was very, very powerful, that piece right there. So many people get caught up in fear. It stops a lot. People are afraid about what's going to happen if it don't work. Just throw it out there and see what happens. Just throw it out there. If it works, it works. If you believe in it, you committed to it, then you'll ride the rough waves, so to speak, and, you know, you'll iron it out. You'll learn and grow. The perception that a lot of people have when they see people doing things, I think, and it leads to their fear of making the first step, is that a lot of people look at the world and they assume that everybody around them is an expert. They assume that everybody around them doesn't make mistakes, don't have bad days. You know, there's a lot of people out there faking until they make it. That's like a real thing. You know, you just keep doing it until you get real good at it. You know, simple as that. So props to Liz. Hopefully you found it inspiring. I thought it was very inspiring. Jenny writes, the Ferris wheel was taken down a long time ago, was it? Let me see. Marisha writes, good morning. Good to see you, Marisha. Angela writes, is that brand vegan? You know what? Excellent question, Angela. And I missed that. I want to know myself. Jerica writes, okay, I'm back. Good to see you. El Grio writes, you are confirmation for me, Miss Liz. Congratulations again. So yeah, she definitely Dell writes, he said I moisturize it. Yeah. He put a little moisturizer in his head every day. You know. It is what it is. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Mr. Warren? He writes, he is a great brother. Not sure who he's speaking of. Speaking of me or Darlene writes, definitely a great interview. Good. Tracy writes, she said, I'd rather own 10% of $1 million than 100% of nothing. She's so right about that. You know, she's so right about that. I mean, and I can't tell you, man, as I was listening to her, I was learning myself. I mean, you're right. She was dropping some bombs. She said it's better to own 10% of something than 100% of nothing. She's right about that. She's right about that. You know, I'm not really, as an entrepreneur, my number is, I'm less concerned about, I'm not going to say the stake don't matter. Obviously it does. But depending on the scenario, you know, it doesn't matter as much. You know, it really depends on the idea and the team. She said something else. She said team, getting a big team. A team means everything. Like if you put together a team, you could put together the right people, man, and that could just unlock your future. And you can put together the wrong people and it can retard even a great idea. It can bog you down. So Ashley writes hashtag Black Excellence. Good morning to you, Ashley. Brenda's in the house. Good morning to you. Loved it. Okay, great. People say love the interview. Great. I'm glad you love the interview. Banks is sterile because they want to keep it white. What the powers don't realize is that black people set the trends for the world, and we are over-indexed in many areas. Don't believe me? See what Coca-Cola is doing here in Atlanta. Is that right? What are they doing in Atlanta? I don't know. What are they doing here? Drop Rights, good morning. Choppers, BND, Black Not Democrat, podcast hosted by Drop Squad 52. Is that how you start? Is how you finish? Get started and finish strong. Okay. All right, brother. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. Glad you are here. 513-873-7134. The line is now available. We was talking with Liz for a minute, and I appreciate her time this morning. Thought it was great. Let me move on. So let me reiterate what we were talking about. So we started the show talking about a more provocative topic. I'll definitely admit it to you. I do want to catch your attention on a daily basis. This is provocative intentionally. Would you allow your partner to get a sensual massage? I played the video for you. We've been discussing it. That's still a part of the conversation this morning if you want to. We talked about Tim Scott, but did I play you the video where Tim Scott, man, that brother, oh my God, this mofo run around here talking about how the woke culture is worse than white supremacy. Now, woke means that, you know, people, their eyes are open. They're woke to the many forms of racism and white supremacy. They're woke to the history of it. You know, that's just a real quick definition of what that means. This mofo talking about woke supremacy is worse than white supremacy? Huh? What you say, Tim? Woke supremacy is worse than white supremacy. And apparently he was defending himself because one of the hosts on MSNBC laid into his ass, Joy Reid. She laid into him doing a diatribe on her show about Tim Scott and said basically he was nothing more than a puppet, like a token for the GOP, the Republican Party, which he is. Like Tim Scott could be a gangster Republican, but he's not. And so this all happened on Fox News. So he goes on Fox News show and says that woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy. Can somebody tell me what woke supremacy is exactly? Because I ain't never heard that shit. I ain't never heard that. What does that mean, woke supremacy? Woke supremacy, what does that mean exactly? And for a black man to even think it is one thing. To say it is another. And then to say it on Fox News is another. So while you are resisting, while Joy Reid called you a token black for the Republican Party, you open your mouth and sound just like a token black for the Republican Party. Let me play this for you. You're not going to believe this. Or maybe you will believe this. And can somebody tell me, please, what the fuck woke supremacy is? Please. I don't even know what that means exactly. Well, woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy. So what is white supremacy? And how has white supremacy impacted, let's say, the black family? It has. and continue to has a huge negative impact. We know it. So even if there was such a thing as woke supremacy, and there's not, Tim Scott just pulled that out the air like David Blaine doing a magic trick with the LA Lakers, you know what I'm saying, after one of their practice sessions. Even if it was a real thing, how could it compare to the scope and magnitude of white supremacy? We just saw white supremacists try to take over this government on January 6th. Those don't want woke folks. Woke supremacy. But the more I thought about it, family, you know what? I see where Tim Scott is coming from. If you're Tim Scott, the woke culture is worse to you than white supremacist culture. For two reasons. Number one, you're a U.S. senator. So a lot of things that everyday average black folks are dealing with, you ain't got to really deal with. You ain't got to really deal with that. You ain't got to really deal with it. Let me see if I can play this for you. You got to hear that. You got to hear it. Like Tim Scott being a senator, the only black senator, I would imagine that it's rare when he's either in a room by himself or in a scenario where everybody in the room doesn't know who he is, or there ain't a whole lot there, or there's a lot of people in the room who won't vouch for who he is. You know, just think about it for a second, fam, before we fly off the handle and, you know, do what we do here. We chop it up. Just think about it. From Tim Scott's perspective, the more I thought about it, he's right. Because the woke culture or the black folks online just giving him the business. It's not the white supremacists. They love him. He ain't got no facial hair. All he do is fucking smile. And he don't challenge nothing. Talking about some anti-lynching law. Like, I ain't really worried about being lynched today, quite honestly. I think lynching has taken on a different form. So yeah, if you Tim Scott, I can see how the woke people on the internet are far nastier to him than the white supremacists on the internet. So I can understand where he's coming from. Woke supremacy is worse, is as bad as white supremacy. We need to take that seriously. That's what he said. He was on Trey Gowdy's show. Now, who in the gave Trey Gowdy a fucking television show? Where they do that at? Trey Gowdy, and again, my people in the South, I'm gonna say something you might find offensive, but it's how I feel. So just roll with it. But it's something about Trey Gowdy, man. He got this whole plantation vibe going on. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't feeling it. It's something about his face. It's something about his accent. It's just him. Trey Gowdy has a television show? Dear God, who's making these decisions? He would have not even have been on the list if I'm in the decision-making decision. Hell no. Trey Gowdy? So Trey Gowdy's always doing this little southern drawl thing, sounding like he's straight off the plantation. And, you know, when Trey Gowdy is defending you, you know you got some problems there. Oh man, Dre Reed said that that brother Tim Scott was nothing more than a prop, a token, a superficial covering. Props to Joy Reid. Props to Joy Reid. She's absolutely, that's what it looks like. See, that's the other thing about Tim Scott is that you got to be self-aware, Mr. Tim Scott. I know you're listening, Senator. I know you are. You got to be self-aware. You, on one hand, you can't get mad when a black television host call you out and call you a token and then defend yourself by saying that woke supremacy, you making up shit now. Woke supremacy? I never heard that phrase before. And the reason why they call him what he does is he's a black man in a powerful position who spends way too much time trying to cover up for white supremacy. And he just did it again in front of everybody on Fox News. I bet you the Fox News viewers was like, I like him. See, that's the kind of black people we need in position, baby. What's his name? It's that Tim Scott fella. Yeah, it sure is. Talking about it needs to be taken seriously. His comment about white supremacy or woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy. It needs to be taken seriously is what he said. By who? We ain't taking that nonsense seriously. You sound like a damn fool. I'm not a token. That's the first thing you say. 2 seconds later, woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy. Okay, Mr. Not a Token. Nat writes, why would anybody want to be asleep, right? Is that the brother from South Carolina? I believe so, yes. Joy writes, Trey was the asshole in the Benghazi situation with Hillary. Can't stand his ass. Oh, you're right. You're right about that, Joy. He was all over Benghazi. He was all over Benghazi. I don't give a damn about no damn Benghazi. Like, I feel for the people that lost their lives, but okay, stay the fuck out of foreign countries then. Leave other people alone and this won't happen to us. You want to go to other countries, put bases in their country, and then start trying to run ish. What you think is going to happen? The natives might get restless. Yeah, they went on and on and on. They had all these symbolic hearings. They had like 40,000 hearings about Benghazi and text messages. Dell writes, he makes my ass itch. Def writes, black man always sold his soul for $1. Drop writes, what the fuck is woke supremacy? Even Drop don't even know what that is. What in the hell is woke supremacy, y'all? I think many of us will say that we are woke, maybe different levels of it. Again, my attitude about woke is I don't care when you woke up, as long as you are awake. That's the only thing. Some people might have been awoke for 20 years. Some people might have been awoke for 10 years. Some people might be awoke for 10 months. Some people might be waking up during this broadcast. I'll take you when it's just like the Matrix. Whenever you unplug, you can join a resistance. I don't care when it is. You might be like Morpheus, you've been unplugged the longest. Or you might be Neo, and you're a neophyte, right? We just recently unplugged you. I don't care. Join a resistance either way. Some people get into that. Oh, you just woke up. I don't care. You woke. Brian writes, he's a funny looking brother as well. You think so? You think Tim Scott's a funny looking brother? Really? It's because he ain't got no fucking facial hair. Now, I'll tell you, got some facial hair. You want to know who got some facial hair? Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I got a picture of Tim Scott with no facial hair. I see some facial hair right here, actually. He got some stubble. I take it back. Hold on, let me see. You pay this. I got this up for you. Compared to earlier. Here it is. Yeah, there's some facial. Damn you, Facebook. Oh, wait till I go to Facebook headquarters. Wait, which is never going to happen. Tim Scott, Nathan was just joking, right? Tim Scott somewhere like, wait a minute. Press the button. Drop rights net neutrality. Y'all got jokes, man. Y'all got jokes. Y'all are hilarious, man. Leave me alone. You know I'm trying to fix it. Battle stations, insurrectionists are messing with the sound. They are. They are. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up when you can hear me again. Oh man, this is no good reason, Facebook. No good reason. God damn it. Oh boy. Let me know. Just give me a thumbs up when you can hear. That's all I need you to do. There it is. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you. It's damn Facebook, man. I see you working Facebook, but you're not going to stop this. CG Dub is in the chop shop this morning. She was first. She writes, good morning, choppers. Ms. D writes, greetings. Pat writes, good morning. Hey, Brandy. Brandy's on the audio side. She's in Spreaker. She writes, good morning. Ray writes here. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. So Is It Just Me podcast with Donnie B is scheduled to be back this Friday. And among other things, Donnie is paying very close attention to the Derek Chauvin case. Remember former police officer Derek Chauvin, who's on trial right now for the death of George Floyd. George Floyd's death sparked outrage all over the world and perhaps the universe. Remember that? He's on trial right now. Have you been paying attention? You should. There's some interesting things that have already come out. And Donnie will be your eyes and ears. She's going to talk about that on Friday at 12:30 p.m. And that is a live stream. So make sure you check it out. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like I said, everything. I got all new everything. Super fast internet services. You might even say business class fast. Super fast. Like Quicksilver fast from the X-Men. You know what I'm talking about? Some iconic moments. It was the best part about those X-Men movies. So it's not that. It's Facebook. It's Facebook. Drop writes, Barack Obama had no facial hair. You're right about that. Right about that. But he had Michelle on his arms, so he ain't need it. Don't try to come in here thinking you making some points, sir, mister. We ain't having none of that. But I'll show you who. I know someone who does have facial hair. This man has facial hair. He has facial hair. There's no way in the world he's giving sensual massages with no facial hair whatsoever. You at least got to have some stubble. Give me something. Can I get some sideburns or something? You know what I'm saying? Give me something. I'm having too much fun with this morning. Way too much fun. Hey, listen, don't forget, you can download a free 142-page ebook this morning. The link is in the description. Kick off your 2021 by doing something different. Every last one of us has goals. Every last one of us has things that we want to achieve. Got to focus. Focus 2021 series. While you're going through the process, you'll also make yourself eligible for 30 minutes of free coaching. Just hit the link and or share the link or copy and share the link on your in your search box and go to their website this morning, renewedcommunitychurch.org, and tell me all about it. Hit me up with a direct message and tell me what you think. I'm very, 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 very curious. I want to know what you think. Yeah. It's that man, Kareem Akbar. Kareem Akbar? iCarly Bologna face? What? What? I don't know what that means. I wonder if his locks smell like Udi after the session. I'm just saying. Why are you even thinking about that, Glenn? Why is that in your head, brother? Not thinking about that. Rachel writes, the masseuse is giving happy endings. I don't care what nobody says. Rachel, you know what? Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here. I got into a conversation last night with some black women, right? 3 of them, right? Via text and group chat. I was just curious. And because I started a conversation with the wifey and it bled into other things. And these women don't try to tell me there's nothing sexual is going on. And I'm like, I thought they were punking me. Remember that old show called being on MTV called Punk? I thought I was being punked. I thought it was some kind of like YouTube channel gag or prank show session or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute. We all adults here. You know what's happening. You know what's going on. She writes, hell to the Nas. We're speaking of Ashley. What did Ashley say? Let me go back here. What did Ashley say? Looking for her comments right here. Nathan, someone earlier posted the massage dude is coming to Cincy in May. Really? Okay, I'm gonna try to get that interview. Literally, I mean, I'll promote his brain, and then we can have an interesting conversation. And I want to get to I want to hear all the tea. Don't lie to me. Talking about, oh, these are my clients, and I keep everything professional. Sure you do. And if you do, use a damn fool. You better take that hoodie when you can get it. Let me see. We're having a very adult show this morning. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling you, I am an adult, and I love it. Waited a long time to be an adult so I could do what I want to do and say what I want to say and go where I want to go. And damn it, I'm going to enjoy all of it. Every last bit to the last day. All right, let me jump around a little bit because I want to share some thoughts with you that may or may not be on your radar screen this morning. All right, hold on one second here. You know, damn right he's giving happy endings. What's the point of being a sensual masseuse if you're not giving happy endings? Let's be real here. That's like a perk of the job, right? Let me see here. I had a couple of things that I wanted to bring to your attention. So one is, and do with this what you will, but how many people love the Versus series? This is a little bit of like media news. You know, as a media person, I follow these kind of things and trends, and I'll share it with you. Like every show is going to have a particular sort of flow to it, and it's going to be because of the personality of the host. This show is no different. But how many people are fans of the Versus series? The Versus series. And did you know that the Versus series was created by producers Swizz Beat and Timbaland? They created the Versus series. And this is what you call creativity, right? There's so many creative folks out there. This is another example of it. If you don't know what the Versus series is, essentially what they do is they go and they get these old school artists and they basically do like a virtual concert. And it's really laid back. It's a lot of fun. And then the artists will perform, I guess, kind of. They'll perform some of their biggest hits. And it's kind of like a battle, not a battle. Like it depends on the relationship of the artist. There have been some of the Versus series in which it felt like more of a battle kind of vibe. Like they didn't really care for one another. Right? Like the one with Monica and Brandy, maybe. And then there's others where it's all love is all good, like E40, Too Short, you know, they brothers, they both shining, they just, you know, doing something for the people, which I'm here for all of it, you know what I'm saying? But it's very, very popular. And at first, I didn't know who the creators were. It took me a while. I'm like, oh, these brothers created it. So props to them. But I'm reading that, and this is according to Billboard magazine, that the Versus series have been acquired by the Triller Network. Now, what's the Triller Network? The Triller Network is a video making social media app. But what they also do is they do like virtual entertainment. So you had the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones fight. That was put on by Triller. And I told you then, as soon as I saw the promotions, what did I tell you? I told you that it was a good idea, it was a smart idea, and that it was going to grow. And I've been keeping my eyes on what Triller is doing. And they are expanding into different media, and they're going to continue to be doing those kind of sporting events because it's just a wave of the future. And Versus, I believe, is going to be one of those things that's going to survive COVID. Versus is going to survive COVID. I mean, just think about this. Just think about the way that we get our music and entertainment these days. It's completely different. So basically, these two brothers came up with the idea, and they used a social media platform, Instagram, to be the primary distributor of their content. Right? And all they did is they just found a room and set up some cameras and streamed it to the account. That's all they did. Simple as that. And I'm sure there's expenses involved with it, but it's also a lot. To me, it seems like it's less overhead than, some big old time production or television show. Television is different these days, folks. Completely different. It's never going to be the same again. The future is in the hand of the creator. The future is in the hands of creators. So now the Triller Network has acquired the Versus series, and it looks like Timbaland and Swiss Beat, I'm sure they got a cash payout, but they're going to continue to be a part of it as executives. They're going to be executives in Versus now. So, and Triller is not black owned. It was started by a white guy. Can't remember the guy's name, but I've seen some of his interviews. So just so you know, so you might see some differences to Versus, or you might see, it makes sense actually. I mean, you got Triller Versus, they're kind of doing the same thing under different umbrellas. It kind of makes sense. So I want to put that out there, a little bit of behind the scenes news that you might or may not be aware of. That's it. Dale writes, Nate, provide all the information on who owns Triller. Hold on. Look it up again. It's a white dude. Might even be an asset management company. So Triller is owned by Proxima Media. Proxima Media. And Proxima Media is owned by Ryan Kavanaugh. Let me see if I can get a photograph of Ryan Kavanaugh for you, Daryl. Yeah, we all about information here on the show. Why not? Let's get to it. Hold on one second here. Ryan Kavanaugh. And I read that he, within recently, and as recently as, I don't know, last couple of years or so, he got some investment to build out Triller. I'm not really on Triller like that. I know some people are. Hold on one second. Here we go. Ryan Kavanaugh. Let me see if I can find a good picture of Mr. Ryan Kavanaugh. And you can check it out for yourself. And hold on one second here. Since you're asking, brother, I want to try to answer your request. So here's an image. I'm not sure who the other co-owners or investors of Proxima Media are, but I do know that this dude, Ryan Kavanaugh, hold on, give me 1 second. I'll put his image up here. You probably, spectacular. Okay. It's coming up right now. Give me 1 second, Daryl. Okay, so here's Ryan Kavanaugh. That's Ryan. That's the guy who now owns Versus. And some people might have an issue with them selling out. I don't have a problem with it. I was going to ask that of Liz Rogers. It sounds to me like she's put a lot of love and energy and culture in her ice cream brand. And the one question I didn't ask her that I want to ask her is what's her game plan? So is she willing? Because there's larger ice cream brands out there. So would she ever sell her brand to another ice cream brand, right? A lot of entrepreneurs go into business with the idea that they could sell their business to someone who's doing the same thing, only bigger. And I think it's smart. So that's who owns Triller. Where we at? 947. Dale writes, he's a Trumpster. F him. How do we know he's a Trumpster? How do we know that? Nakia writes, intelligent idea. It is an intelligent idea. D Kit writes, I do like Triller. Okay. Yeah, I think you can do like your own videos, but you can use popular music. So it's like a win-win for content creators and also music, creators. I think that's how it works. I've never been on the app. I've been to their website just because I was, the whole thing with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, but I'm not on them like that. D Kid writes, I'm not a fan of Versus. Oh, really? Really? That's rare. Why don't you like Versus, D Kid? What's not to like about it? It's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Oh yeah, for sure. You already know, Mikey. You already know. I just received it. I'll respond later today if you, in fact, are in the chat or paying attention this morning. You're not a friend of verses. Why not? Dale writes, look it up. He's a Trumpster. Oh, you're saying he's really a Trumpster? Like for real, for real. Oh, dear Lord. They sold verses to a Trumpster. Oh, my God. I mean, you take the money where the money comes from. I mean, I get it, but hold on. I'm going to put in Ryan Kavanaugh and then Trump and see what comes up. Trump Triller and the Return of Ryan Kavanaugh. This article was written by the folks over at Fast Company. And it looks that's what it looks like. Huh. Damn, Daryl, is that right? That's a damn shame, man. That is a damn shame. Versus wasn't very good. It was not what I was expecting. It was more comedy than anything. Yeah, I got hip to Versus late in terms of actually watching it. My wife I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, what Versus? I'm like, oh, okay. I think it was like with Gladys, Patti LaBelle. I think that's when it really kind of hit me. People around me was talking about Versus. I think it's a dope idea. I like it. Brent writes, Nate, all money ain't good money. Ain't that the truth, man? I'm telling you. That is absolutely the truth. And I know it. And I know it. And I do it. I don't take all money. Roy Rice couldn't get into it. Yeah, I mean, it's different strokes for different folks, Roy. Absolutely. It's not something you had to get into. It ain't really that big of a deal, but I just wanted to share that with you for folks that was into it. I'd like to give you some information that maybe, you don't already know yourself. That's the point of it, right? That is the point. Hold on, let me look around here. I'm trying to see. Let me give you a check update. So it's being reported in the media that checks could be going out as quickly as the beginning of next week. By the end of this week, the bill is supposed to hit the desk of the president, that's Joe Biden, and he is expected to sign it. And so it's going to be a quick turnaround. And the way it works is if you've already filed your tax returns for 2020, then that's the information the IRS is going to use to determine if you're eligible for the third stimulus check. And if you didn't file in 2020, they're going to look at what you filed in 2019. Okay, so just so you know. I read yesterday that a family of 4, depending on the income guidelines, your impact of the third stimulus check is going to be about $8,500. Family of 4, the impact from the stimulus is going to be $8,500. Now, I didn't say you're going to get a check for $8,500. Depending on where you are, that check's going to be somewhere around $5,400, somewhere around there. But then there's another nearly $3,000 worth of child tax credits that you can take advantage of. So that's where you get that $8,500. I read that, or I watched it in an interview with the White House press secretary yesterday, who I like. I would have preferred a woman of color, but I like her so far. We'll see how she does. I like her way better than all the press secretaries for Donald Trump. Way better. So just to give you some more information that you need. Anthony writes, I need that cheddar. Bring it on. Rachel writes, damn, I need some kids. Brent writes, run me my money. Dale writes, so when are people going to getting in bed with dogs? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't understand completely. I fully admit it. Let me see here. Where we at? 8 minutes into the top of the hour. Then I got to make a move. The weather has been breaking. It's been beautiful for my personal physical development, right? Everybody knows about my cardiac situation over a year ago. I will continue to talk about that and celebrate my milestones. But that situation just made me radically look at and alter the way my relationship with the world, including food and my own physicality. So it was so cold. It just interrupted my flow and my cycle a little bit. But now that the weather is breaking, I'm back. He's back. Nat writes $3,600 credit for children 6 and under, 3,000 6 to 17, I believe. I believe you're correct in that. I believe you're correct in that. That makes sense. CG Dub writes, no, nah, Nate, dude, doing a whole lot of other stuff. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just so happy to see that it's not me. And so I had a conversation last night with some grown women. They're gonna try to tell me that this brother giving sensual massages. You ain't gotta have the ooty all up in the air like that. As a man, when a woman hikes the ooty in the air like that, it only means one thing, and it's I have shit to do with no damn massages. I'm just telling you. You hiking up the ooty like that, and it's all like right here. You like trying to see over the ooty, then that's not a massage. That's a precursor to love. Robert writes, show me the money. I love the black man. Some Jerry Maguire. I love black people. Remember when he made him say that? He's like, Jerry, you gonna be my language? If you're gonna be my agent, I need to hear you say it. Say you love black people. I love black people. Nah, Jerry, make me understand. Make me feel that you feel it. That was hilarious. D Kit writes the ooty, right? The ooty. The ooty. Yes. Right. Stay away from the ooty to get you in trouble. Show me the ooty. Or oote. I think oote. Show me the oote. Anthony writes, not all is cracked up to be, sis. They grow up, move out, and still come back to eat you out of house and home. Then you watching their kids. Anthony bringing some realness. Tiff writes to Udi, are we 12 years old? I mean, I can say booty, but everybody says booty. And I want to be different. So I say Udi. Udi, ooh. Any Outcast fans out there? Then you'll get it. So no, we are not 12 years old. We're more like 42 years old. But I don't want to be, if I say what everybody else said, it would be boring. It wouldn't be much fun. So let's shake things up. Hold on before we're out of here. I want to give you some, I like to look around and make sure that we're talking about what's relevant to the last second of the show. And I just want to look around a little bit. Okay, have you seen this? They're no longer wearing hoods. Critics call out FBI after leak report confirms concerns of white supremacists seeking affiliation with law enforcement. You seen this? Reported by CBS? I'm sorry, by ABC. ABC obtained a document entitled Siege-Inspired Actors Very Likely Seek Military and Law Enforcement Affiliation. Increasing risk of tradecraft proliferation and color of law offenses in the San Antonio area. All that means is white supremacists are trying to infiltrate law enforcement. But we already know this. FBI put out a report like 10, 15 years ago that said that they had a lot of intel that suggested that white supremacists were trying to infiltrate law enforcement. So when black people say these things, and black people have been saying this, it needs to be fucking taken seriously. This ain't paranoia. We mean it. We know it. So I'm glad the FBI is putting information out there, but we already know this. We've been saying this, but nobody wants to listen to us until there's bodies in the streets, and then it's too late. Quote, white supremacists have plans to exploit family and social connections when pursuing military and law enforcement employment, reducing obstacles and increasing opportunities, get this, to acquire tradecraft. Now, what's tradecraft? That's all the stuff you learn in the military, how to deal with weapons, how to fire a weapon, how to deal with these situations, how to kill people. based on evidence, expressed a desire to join the military and law enforcement primarily to obtain tradecraft, which is to learn how to kill people, learn how to use weapons and munitions and all that kind of stuff, to prepare for and initiate a collapse of society, specifically by engaging in violence against the U.S. government and specified racial and ethnic groups. They talking about us. I just read you an excerpt from a news link from ABC News. They obtained a document that said that white supremacists are trying to infiltrate law enforcement and the military. Not woke supremacists, Tim Scott. Not this report does not say woke supremacists, sir. It says white supremacists. Tim Scott has lost his damn mind, but it is what it is. Yeah, it wasn't woke supremacists, Mr. Tim Scott, that tried to take over the country back in January, and are now plotting, if you believe the FBI, and I do, to bring about they want to initiate a collapse of society. You know why? Antebellum. Antebellum. You ever seen that movie Antebellum? Have you seen it? Well, you should go check it out. It's worth your time. It got Janelle Monáe in it. And I'll be honest with you, I shied away from it for a while and didn't have the time. And then it was, I'll be honest with you, I think it was Donnie B. You know, she does a segment on her show where she talks about what she's watching. And she talked about this a while ago, and it just stuck with me. I watched it last year. And I ended up watching it. I just dedicated some time and watched it. And the more the movie went on, the more it drew me in. And it was worth my time. It was worth my time just because of the genre. You know me. I love pop culture. I love movies and films. I love all that kind of stuff. It'll always be a major part of what we talk about on the show. And I think it's a very important part of our society. And it's just fun. I'll be honest with you. Not everything I talk about is going to be on some super serious shit. You know, sometimes I want to talk about some stuff just because it's fun, right? And I do things just because they're fun. And it was fun. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and I understood the concept, and it made me think. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because I want you to go watch it for yourself. But basically, these white supremacists are infiltrating the military and the police because they want to get tradecraft, which is the ability to learn how to, you know, kill people. You know, to learn how to be a soldier, to learn how to be a police officer. And also it's because of positioning. They want to be positioned into these potentially very influential positions in our society for their own white supremacist benefit, which, if you believe the FBI, is to initiate a collapse of society. Why? So they can bring back the good old days. That's why. You know, there's some folks out there that if they could get away with it, they would straight up go straight back to the way things used to be in this country in terms of slavery. They would absolutely do it. At the very least, they want a society in which the rule of law is enforced by the barrel of the guns of the mob, and where you got private citizens protecting the boundaries of their segregated neighborhoods with weapons. That's what it comes down to. Like straight out of, now, for folks who know this, what kind of world did I just describe? The Walking Dead. I keep telling you, man, we are the damn zombies. Humans worse than COVID. Humans worse than COVID. Now, before I roll out of here, of course, I want to remind you that on March the 19th, there's going to be a public swearing-in reception honoring Charlie Winburn. He's the first African-American Hamilton County Treasurer. This is open to the public. You are invited. Consider yourself invited. It's going to be at Corinthian Baptist Church on from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Again, that is on the 19th. I believe I said it. Where's the location? 1920 Tennessee Avenue. Again, that's the Corinthian Baptist Church, their new location. How long has they been over there? It's been at least a year or two, right? Remember, the old location was over in Avondale. For more information, you can contact Zakiya Allen at 513-477-8098. And there is a complimentary box lunch to go for all participants. Plenty of social distancing spaces will be made available, and masks are required. Masks are required. It is required. Also, don't forget, while you're here today, follow the link in the description and download your free copy of an ebook that is a part of the Focus 2021 series. I think you'll find it enlightening. I think you'll find it a resource as you travel through the rest of the year. And I think that you could potentially get a large benefit from signing up for 30 minutes of coaching as well, and speak with Mr. Winburn directly about whatever. You might be looking for an advice on, and it's hard to imagine what that could be, but it could be around, a business idea, or maybe you're in business and you're dealing with some obstacles or challenges, put it that way. And you could benefit from, getting an objective view. I think an objective, qualified view is always valuable. So again, check it out right now. There's a link in today's description, or you can just go to renewcommunitychurch.org and download the free ebook today. Take a look at it, send me a direct message, and tell me what you think. And with that, my friends, I got to make a move. I want to say shout out to Liz Rogers. Definitely that was the highlight of today's show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for lifting up the show and what we're doing, amplifying Black voices. Check us out on CDM's page. Check out our podcast. Check out Community Connector podcast with Tiffany Daniels. Check out the brand new podcast, Melanin Insights, with Britt and Cass. I think they're all doing great work. And I'll be back with you tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll check in at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. All right. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. Stay focused and stay winning. And we'll talk real soon. I'm Nathan Ivy, and I'm out.